Hi everyone. So now I'm back. I've gone ahead and made the 10 degrees markings. So it's a full 360 degrees. And I've also gone ahead and using my compass and one of these markers, I used a 0.6. I've gone ahead and drawn double lines or double circles, double mandalas on the first, the second, the third one. The fourth one circle, I've left it as is. So now we're getting ready to do our design. So if you're a newbie, I would recommend that you do this in pencil and then ink it later. So I'll demonstrate in pencil. So what I will do first is basically start with the innermost circle. The innermost circle, as you can tell, from this design has a lotus in color ink, followed by a design here. We call this arches, followed by lotuses, and then triangles and flowers. So we're going to start from the center and work our way to the entire design. So the center circle, as you can tell, you need to keep your plus sign. This is your center of your circle. And for this purposes, we're going to pretty much duplicate what this design is. It's a lotus. So we're going to start off with the center and we're slowly going to make the center petal like so. And then draw a small arc on top and then curve it this way. So we're going to repeat this. And as we go down, the petals become smaller. So we do it on this side and then we flip our art piece and we start repeat the same on the other side. Like so. And then the second mandala has arches. So we're going to start the arch and take it to every other. So we skip the line in the center. So we're going to go like this to make our first arch. And then the same, repeat it for the second, repeat it third, and so on and so forth. And then we're going to sharpen my pencil here for a quick show. And remember, I'm just doing this in pencil to demonstrate. Once you do this in pencil, you have to ink it. So you have to use one of these pens to ink it. So we'll do a couple more like so. And then you always want to have a double line. So we're going to go on the inner circle or inner arch and do the outline. Like so. And then we're going to color every other arch. We're going to color it in black, filling the negative space, and then we'll put lines on the alternate one. So let's say this doesn't matter, it's every other. So I'm going to draw lines like so, and lines like so. And then we're going to repeat the whole thing all over the second mandala. For the third one, again, we're back to doing lotuses. Our theme is lotus and flowers. We're going to make these rounded arches. As you can tell, rounded arches with a double line and a lotus on the inside. So for this, again, as your circles widen up, the lines will also widen up, maintaining that angle, a 10-degree angle. So you're going to go, in fact, for this one, we're going to possibly skip two of these lines. We're going to go from here all the way here. So you've basically skipped two angles. And then repeat. So the key to mandala creation is consistency. It's not about perfection. And try to stay within the lines like so. And again, for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm not going to do the whole thing. I just want to give you an idea. And then we go as close as possible to create a double line. So this is a very meditative process, like so. And then we'll start making our lotus. So we'll start off with this one, or we'll start off with this first one. So somewhere in the center. So just gauge. We'll do a little petal for the center of the lotus. And then make your arch. And then join it. Arch. And join it. Like so. Again, repeat. That's in the center. Make a little arch. And so you can get about 6 petals in each of the shapes. Like so. Like so. So that completes your third mandala. So what you're left with right now is this last one, which is a bunch of triangles and petals. So for this, we're going to go with, we start here and we'll end here. So you're leaving one line in the center. So it's basically like an isosceles triangle. So you have 2 tall corners and then a rounded, not so straight edge. So we'll do that. And then let's draw an inner triangle like so. And repeat. If you're comfortable, you can use a ruler too. So we go from here to the edge here. So if you want, you can place a dot. That'll help you draw straight triangles. And again, this is not about perfection. It's just about enjoying the process. It's very meditative. Like so. And so on. And then we're going to shade this by drawing lines. You can draw them vertically or horizontally or at an angle. It's entirely up to you. And then for the last design, which is right here, this is we're going to do an inverted petal. So for this, I'll demonstrate right here. We're going to go from this center. So we're going to start between these 2 triangles. We're going to make a pearl, like a petal, like so, like this. And when you make the petal, make sure it's touching the edges of the triangle. And then we make 2 smaller petals, like so. And then we'll place a little center of the petal, like so. Let's do another one. Start from the center, all the way up, almost touching the sides. 1 petal here, and 1 petal here, like so. So now I'll demonstrate how to shade or color or ink this. So I'm going to use a 0.8 It's up to you. You can use whichever thickness you want. And for this, we're going to do it in purple. So I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just using black. And I'm going to go in here and pretty much draw on the pencil lines. So for the dark ones, I'll color them black. And then for these lines, since these lines are very thin, I'm going to use a thinner marker. I'll probably use like a 0.2 or a 0.1. Like so. And then I could also choose to use a thinner marker for these lines. If you're just starting out, you may probably want to do the whole thing in pencil first, or get to a point where you're comfortable inking it right away. There's no rules, it's just freestyle. So I did my outer linings and my inner linings, and then the design itself. Like so, and so on and so forth. And what I will do is fill in the negative spaces. So I will go ahead and any of these gaps, we will fill in. Don't worry about the pencil lines. We will erase them once we're done, and it will dry out. Like so. And then for the triangles, like so, and then fill in all the negative spaces, the empty white spaces. We will fill that in with black. So that way the design will really stand out. And it's not all the white spaces. We do keep the outline, which is the two parallel lines. We keep that as is. Similarly here. This is very minute work, so make sure your pen doesn't spill into the outlines. So enjoy the process. We'll meet up with you in a minute.